PDF generator tool is meant to streamline the process of creating layouts, PDFs, and anything that has to do with layering, with printing your drawings. So let's click on PDF generator tool under Jot tab. And there are a couple of settings that we need to set up before actually executing this. The first one is the selection mode. So we need to select the region that we want to print out. Let's select any corners that we would like to print out. As we can see, our Aptos and Block AutoCAD. We can easily and safely move the window to the other screen and work in both apps simultaneously. As we can see now, the status is Select Corners in AutoCAD. When we see the status, we need to hover over your AutoCAD space and click any mouse button to activate it. And then we can select things inside AutoCAD area. As we can see, it tells us that selection is made. If we click on this and, for example, escape, it will prompt us with error that occurred during the first selection. It tells us that no selection is made, so what we need to do is to select the region. Then we can select title block. Title block is a file where you have your block that represents title blocks. It contains geometries like lines, curves, power lines, text, and other important informations. One of the features that we have is that we allowed to add tolerance. Because the way our plugin works is that it reads geometry out of this and detects its width and height. Let's suppose that we're going to select a file that doesn't match any of the format. We would get a message telling us that the type of your title block dimensions are 410 and height is 297. And as we may know, this doesn't correspond to any of the formats. That's pretty close to the A3 format, but A3 formats with is 420. It would tell us that to accommodate minor deviations from standard size, please adjust the tolerance accordingly. So if we put tolerance 10 and go with select title block and pick this again, now everything works. We just have some attributes that are testing block to some data. And our application reads all attributes from it. So if we pick up some title blocks that have more information, it reads all attributes inside this, and you can easily assign values to. We can select a printer that we would like to use and styles. Now let's go to the layout settings. We have an option to save this layout that will be built with some name, and save this to the PDF. Let's click on Preview Print. This is what we can see. We can see how everything works, and we can see that our client automatically calculates what is this and what scale of this drawing should be. So it fits into the area, and also it calculates the correct area for this viewport. Let's close this window. Let's see how that works. Let's go back to the model. Actually, most of the operations should be made from the model space. Let's look at what has been built. So our title block that we've selected was picked up here. As we can see, all the settings have been set for this. It automatically reads it and assigns it correctly. So we don't need to do this manually. Also, it sets up the style and all the information about it. Also, we can specify the annotation skills and other information. What is also interesting is the viewport. The place of the viewport is calculated automatically, so it reads the geometry of the title block and understands where to place it right. We can change this to, for example, 110, so we can specify our annotation scale automatically. And if we click OK, we will get a message that this layout already exists. As we can see, when we click on it and see its properties, we can see that annotation scale has been set to 110. The way we set it and scale is custom because we specified scale to fit. On top of this, we can also choose the option to save to PDF. By double-clicking on this area, we can choose where to save our file. And we can also preview this. So anytime we want to print something, we have an option to preview it first. Create your own PDFs with this simple and time-saving method.